Alright, so sharing screen and powering it on. So it's on TTY USB 0. Here is not the screen, this is here. So let's go ecocom TTY USB 0 and going with the default 115 200. Not sure if that's the correct one, but we'll see if it works, I guess. And I'm dropping to around 28 FPS for some reason, which is okay. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. We get weird characters, but here we go. And powering it on in 3, 2, 1. Power it on. We have something. Ooh. We have a lot of things. I am happy. Okay. That's a lot to uncover. Holy crap. Alright, so let it boot, and you know what? Yeah, let it boot. That is beautiful. That is what I love to see on the console. And right, so let's go on it line by line and see what's happening. So I think it's not U-boot, it's something else. Doesn't seem U-booty. Maybe, oh, it is U-boot. It's from 2011, which is very old. 2014, all winner technology. So downstream U-boot port. DRAM size is 512 as reported. PMU3, yada yada yada. There's AXI and stuff, and NAND flash as we saw. FAT16, not even FAT32, but that's fine if it's not okay. So U-boot has access to USB device, which is nice. Um, there is a recovery key or like a reset key. Not sure if this is the same one, but that's fine. Test for multi-boot OS with display, yada yada yada. Linux kernel start, succeed, start address. So I think this is the pre-bootloader, like BL1 or something like that. So the first one. And then so it starts with BL0, bootloader 0 goes into bootloader 1. This is output from bootloader 1. When it says load kernel start and load kernel succeed and load kernel address, I think it's being faked to actually load U-boot instead, which is a very usual way to do it. So it will load U-boot at a particular address and then start executing it. So CPU A10 family, board is CC100. If I don't know if there's an upstream board called CC100 and if we can replicate that, which is very interesting. DRAM is 256 megabytes, unlike where it says here as 512. Where is that? There we go. DRAM size 512 and here DRAM size 256. Very interesting. So it could be it's like using the rest as RAM FS, and it just initializes 256 for some reason. But it could also be a limitation of U-boot. It's old and it was probably not, I don't know. Its downstream U-boot could be anything. Luckily, it actually has DTB. Now, I was told by a friend that it used to have something weird, its own way of device enumeration, which is not device tree related. It was something else, completely custom to all winner on chipsets like the A13, the all winner A13, or the Apple A13. Two very very different chipsets. Don't get confused. Um, and so yeah, so hit any key to stop auto boot. We can do that and see what the environment variables are and play around. Reading Linux cb.dtb. cb, not sure what cb.dtb means, but just device trees, I guess. And then non command ftd for some reason. Maybe just load cb.dtb and ask kernel to load from there. We'll see what the what the environment variables look like, and we have linux rootfs.uboot, and that's about it. And then it starts loading the Linux kernel, an image at this particular address. It's Linux kernel image uncompressed, yada yada yada. So 3.4.16 was correct, and that's a 7 megabyte image. And then RAM disk for from legacy image, and again, as I said, it loads the RAM disk and just boots from there, hopefully. And we'll see in the linux log what it says. So we are booting linux on physical cpu 0, v7, machine sun 4i, which all looks fine. Where does it start the second cpu? Not sure. Yada, yada, yada. That's the 24 megahertz clock that we saw on board, probably. Not sure. This says Cortex A8 PMU drivers. Huh? What? I'm pretty sure it's Cortex A9, Allwinner A10. Let's see if it is or it's not. Oh, it is a Cortex A8. So it was lying on the boot screen that it's a Cortex A9. It's not a Cortex A9, it is a Cortex A8. Which is surprising because it gets hot, and it's probably hot right now to touch, but it is hot. I just tried it. It's very hot to touch. Um, Cortex A8, I guess. Okay, right. Let's go back. And apart from that, Bluetooth, it doesn't have Bluetooth. I can tell. It's just probably something that was baked in. Um, Hold, yes, it's trying to connect over and over again. NAND driver. Yeah, it's NAND on these boards were a bit of pain in the butt. From a mainline Linux point of view. So it should probably just run from a USB device as well. I am looking for. Oh, so no SD card used in configuration. Not sure if it actually detects something, but it doesn't have the port for it. I mean, it's the SD card port is like not soldered on, so I'm not sure if it's in the DTP or not. Um, right. I think at some point just switches over to running running the scripts called manage.sh open device my successfully. So that might be an issue where why it wasn't. So maybe it all has the kernel module, but like there's a weird script that opens up the mouse and passes on to the Qt UI, and that's not discovering the wireless mouse that I have. Interesting, very interesting. It says it's just emac. I misread that as eMMC and I was very confused. So it just doesn't get any link, and it's not happy about it. It's not very happy about it. It will keep on trying until it actually gets a link, which is annoying. So why don't we restart it and actually go into and play and see what the U-boot settings like, and try to make some sense of it. That's off and powering it on. Let's keep on pressing the button. There we go. So actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and see what the CC10 is. CC100. Uh, if that's a board, Google doesn't seem to think so. Yeah, I don't think so. There's something to it. Anyway, back to our U-boot stuff. Let's see what all we have. More or less the usual U-boot. env. I don't know if there is a print env. All right, that opens up a good stuff. So normal boot procedures goes fat load nan 0 address, and then we load DTB onto that address. Then we use FDT address and pass on the DTB address, which for some reason fails, but it still works, which is very weird. Let's see what the kernel load is, and then fat load nan root fs uboot and nan read boot, and then boot m is these addresses just passed. um nan read boot. There's a boot fast boot command, so I wonder if it actually goes into like a fast boot mode. That would be fun. um Boot m. Okay, there's a boot recovery. We can load that right now and test. Okay, and then there's a boot normal which we just ran, which usually runs. Console is set to TTY-S0, which is nice. Usually it's like a weird number. There's a fast boot key. Not sure if it's the key, the reset key. We can try that as well. Log level 0, MMC is there, NAND root is that, and MMC root seems like something that would be if you have a USB drive. Recovery key value, so I'm not sure if the fastboot key and recovery key are different things. Set arg, set env, boot args, console, int, and log level. That's about it. Where's the kernel command line? Oh, I mean, yeah, set args, boot args, and so what are the boot args? Are there anything, or are we just no? That's a command then. Okay, can we boot recovery? Let's see. Okay. Okay, that doesn't work. All right, so we get bootloader, env, boot, root, fs, and udisk. These are the 4 partitions we have. I don't have a type A to try it out right now. Otherwise, that would have been fun. So, Control C. There's that. Yeah. You need to figure a way out to flash it, or at least boot from the USB drive. I wonder why it even has the boot recovery argument. Read NAND, sorry, NAND fat load NAND read should be fine. What was the error it was giving us? Boot a bad boot magic image may not for boot.img. Or um nope. So we have script 0.bin font 32. We have font files here. All right. Sprite. Is everything in just the zero partition? There's just one partition on NAND, and that's fun. That has everything. So there's a boot AXF. What's AXF? Boot.ini. I don't know if you can cat that. OS show and Linux and magic.bin. So under Linux, you have uboot.bin, linux.ini, and linux.bmp. Okay, uboot and the directory. Um, I'm guessing AXF is some sort of a script. OS show. That's fun. That's PMP images. Okay, that's something. Is there a cat command here? There's a SendXI flash subsystem, so maybe you can flash stuff from there. Test minimal test like binsh. What? Nope. 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 There's CPM stuff, but not cat. Maybe I'm just blanking it out how to cat stuff on U-boot, but yeah. SunXI flash. Let's see what you can do, sir. That's something we can play around with. In boot. Will it just boot? Okay. And boot should just boot as it boots. The only issue is I'm not getting a console on this, and I want a console so bad on this, on the Linux part. And it's just giving me like weird output. I don't need that output. Control Z, nothing. DA. There's no way to escape that. There's no escape sequences there. So start system UI no, see significant redesign, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. And there's actually there's no queue, nothing else works here. There's no console. Maybe it just times out eventually, probably not. I mean, it's the one job is to connect to the network, so why make it so that it times out? Sure. There's no way to drop down to wait, where was all the all right, so init is dash init was if it's bin sh. Otherwise, I set init to dash bin dash sh slash. Uh, okay, so print env, then we have set env, and then we'll see set args to this. And instead of init, we'll just add, or we can actually set init to set env init to slash bin slash sh. And if we do print env now, that has changed to slash bin slash sh. And let's try to boot normal. Let's see what it does. Maybe it kernel panics, maybe it gives us shell. Come on, give me something to work with here. Nope, no shell. Great. Maybe it was already I'm going to shell, and then it just didn't. That's a bummer. Let's see if it tells us if BNSH didn't exist or something like that. Kernel command line root, read write console. There was nothing about what it didn't pass. So here, see here it says memory is 512 megabytes. So it didn't even pass the init command line. Hopefully this is not like inbuilt. Because here, so what does boot normal do? It just boots it, and boot arg is this and this. So it sets the console, it doesn't set the root fs. It doesn't set init, it doesn't set the log level. Do I need to run set args first? And does it, alright, so it does boot m. Hopefully boot m takes the boot args into consideration, or something. So let's reboot and try again. Okay, set env init slash bin slash sh print env, that is set, and then we'll run set args. And let's see if bin env changes to anything, but still at bin sh. And then alright, so we need to run boot cmd, so it runs set args first. Okay, let's see now what it tries to do. Did it pass it on properly? And wait, yep, it did. So it did fine, but it still loads that for some reason. It comes into sh and it just starts loading it. Maybe they've soft linked sh to to the bash script somehow. hacked it up like that. Not fun. I don't know if there's a bash that I can just, instead of sh, I can do bin bash. That will do it for me. Let's see. One last try, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We'll move on to making like a custom. We'll move on probably sometime next week. We'll move on to like extracting the DTB and doing a custom build of something like that is possible. So set env init bin bash. Hopefully that's not soft linked. And print env, that's set to bin bash, and then run boot cmd. That should set the args and boot, and hopefully that gives us bin bash here. Yep. Nope. And that's soft linked or something, some hacked somehow still. It was also complaining about HDMI, so let's give it that as well and reboot. So let's see when it starts picking up the HDMI port. Yep, now it came up. So when the script starts for Qt, it comes up. Alright, so like the log ends here. There's no obvious way to exit. Uh, so we can try TTY S0 S1 on the console. I don't know if you can change that hard. No, we can't. So it remains TTY S0. Otherwise, it will change the serial port. It won't change the console. No, that we can't do. That's in the DTB, which TTY serial number it gets. So that's it. Nothing doing. It will not let us in. I'm sure there's a way. I am just too lazy to try anything else. It's already been about more than an hour since I've been recording. So yeah, I guess thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the stream, not the stream, but the recording and whatever. And hopefully, a few people are more than excited to try it out. So, yeah, bye.